Welcome back. Shortages of supply and high prices of cooking oil continues to be an issue in Indonesia. To help solve the problem, the government has been conducting market operations, distributing bulk cooking oil at the low cap prices. Hundreds of people were seen queuing in Ciracas, Jakarta, as people were desperate to get their share of bulk cooking oil, which is being sold at the low cap prices set by the government, 14,000 rupiah per liter. Some people here had to wait for hours. In a new policy, the government have set the price limit of bulk cooking oil at 14,000 rupiah per liter, but since then, supplies of it had suddenly become short in many parts of the country. As a result, many vendors are now actually selling bulk cooking oil above the government capped prices. Some markets in Jakarta are now selling bulk cooking oil between 20 to 22,000 rupiah per liter, much higher than what they're supposed to be selling at, 14,000 rupiah per liter. On the other hand, in Malaysia, cooking oil prices are much lower compared to the prices here in Indonesia. How is this possible? What are they doing differently? Metro Globe's Sofie Almahmud talked with our correspondent from Malaysia, Nadia Mohsin. Let's take a listen.
Hi Nadia, so high prices and short supplies on cooking oil still remains an issue in Indonesia. What about in Malaysia?
Hi Sophie. Well, as we speak, based from the observation, it seems like a very contrary situation here. If you want to compare on what's happening in Indonesia, as the prices and supply of cooking oil is not an issue yet here. Well, at least for now. And the ministry itself, recently has guaranteed that Malaysia will not grapple with a cooking oil supply crunch at home. Even it decided to increase palm oil exports. And one of the contributing factor to this is, according to the plantation industry and commodity minister, Datuk Zuraida Kamarudin, it was because of Malaysia's domestic consumption of palm oil is relatively lower than Indonesia. And then the government also in the previous statement stressed that the country has adequate supplies of government subsidized cooking oil to meet local demand and help blunt the impact of food inflation on lower income group, so to speak.
How much are the prices of subsidized cooking oil in Malaysia currently, Nadia, compared to Indonesia?
Well, the subsidized cooking oil in Malaysia sell at RM2.50 for a kilogram of packet, which is equivalent to 8,500 rupiah. Well, the ministry are expect to, finalize the targeted subsidies for cooking oil by the end of this year. And it is estimated that the government has allocated a subsidy of 720,000 tons of cooking oil in an effort to help those who are in need at time when the CPO is trading high. And one of the factors, of course, the Russian and Ukraine war was one of the major factors in the CPO surge to 8,000 ringgit per ton last week. And the Malaysian Palm Oil Board, the board that has been in charge to monitor all the things related to the palm oil, has also predicted that the price of the edible oil will remain above 5,000 ringgit level per ton, at least for the first half of this year, 2022.
How about the prices of non-subsidized cooking oil in Malaysia?
Well, as the non-subsidized cooking oil, the prices, fluctuate depending on the current situation of the CPO supply and the prices globally. But the prices ranges from 19,000 rupiah to for 1 kilogram bottle of cooking oil to up to 100,000 rupiah for 5 kilogram bottle. So the northern state of Malaysia, namely Kedah, recorded the highest price of the non-subsidized cooking oil at 9,700 rupiah per kilogram. And last year, the government has set the ceiling price for the non-subsidized cooking oil after calls and demand from various groups as the prices increases 6 times for the first months of 2021. So in August last year, the government has already set up the ceiling price for non-subsidized cooking oil.
All right. Can you explain to us the cooking oil subsidy mechanism implemented by Malaysia?
Okay. The government has, for now, the government has limited the purchase of cooking oil to 2 packets to 3 packets in one transaction. Although there is no, we can say like special mechanism, to monitor the purchases of the subsidized cooking oil, meaning that in one family, maybe you and me, we are in one family, you purchase in one transaction, I purchase in another transaction, meaning that each of us get 2 and 2, 4 packets of cooking oil. So there is no proper, I'd say, mechanism or, monitoring mechanism for that. But as for now, at the moment, the method seems, to limit the amount of purchases, the amount of subsidized oil purchases. As for now, I think it worked just fine in order to avoid shortages of supply or price increases. And as I mentioned earlier, the government plan to implement targeted subsidies, and we expect the matter will be finalized by the end of this year. So I hope they will go thoroughly on how do the mechanism, should they review back the mechanism on how to ensure that the targeted group can get the subsidized cooking oil and make it available and accessible for them.